In today's video, I want to talk about how much of Sandbox's utility token called SAND in order to potentially become a crypto millionaire. However, before I continue on any further, please keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. These are all just hypothetical scenarios, and there's absolutely no guarantee that any of it is going to happen. And also, I think it's important to note that as of right now, the current circulating supply of SAND is sitting at 69% of the total supply. So please keep in mind that as the circulating supply changes, these calculations may be affected as well. And with that being said, let's now take a look at some hypothetical millionaire scenarios. If we take a look at this, if SAND were to go to the price of $5, it would be over a 16x from here. And at that point, you would need to own 200,000 SAND in order to become a millionaire. And 200,000 SAND, by the way, as of right now, is worth $60,000. And now, when I say $60,000, some people, they may be thinking, wow, that's a lot. And I agree. A lot of people, they don't even have that much in their entire crypto portfolio, let alone one single crypto. However, I will say this, even despite if, let's say, someone doesn't have that much to put in, I still think that SAND going to the price of $5 is amazing nonetheless. And here's the reason why I think so. If we take a look at it, right? SAND just going to the price of $5 from where it is right now is over a 16x. So if hypothetically I were to put $1,000 into SAND right now, and let's say, for instance, SAND went to the price of $5 during the next bull run, I would have managed at that point to turn my $1,000 investment into over $16,000, which I think is insane. And now, of course, at that point, it wouldn't make anyone a millionaire, but turning $1,000 into over 16 grand, in my opinion, is very impressive nonetheless. And now I want to talk about the next price target for SAND, and that is SAND at the price of $10, which, by the way, is over a 33x from here. And at that point, in order to become a millionaire, you would need to own 100,000 SAND, which is currently worth $30,000 as of right now. And personally speaking, do I think that SAND could go to the price of $10 during the next bull run? I think it could hypothetically happen, and here's the reason why I think so. And the major reason why I think so is because I think that Sandbox is such an amazing metaverse. As a matter of fact, I do believe that it is one of the best metaverses out there. When we take a look at a lot of metaverses that exist right now, let's face it, they completely suck. A lot of metaverses have tacky graphics, not very enticing, and it's not very exciting to play whatsoever. However, that is completely not the case when it comes to Sandbox. The graphics, in my opinion, are fantastic, doesn't look tacky, very enticing, and it's very exciting to play. As a metaverse, I think Sandbox stands on a league of its own. I think it's simply one of the best, and I think it's important to note that currently there is already over 200 brands involved with Sandbox, and also on top of that, there is already over 2.5 million wallets already registered with Sandbox as well, which I find very astonishing. And something else that actually gets me very excited for the future of Sandbox is the fact that Sandbox is a subsidiary of Animoca Brands. And now, when I say that, some people, they may be thinking, who cares about Animoca? But in reality, Animoca Brands, in my opinion, is the real deal. Animoca Brands is a Hong Kong-based video game software / venture capital company that as of last year was valued at approximately $5 billion. I mean, that's insane. Animoca is clearly a massive and reputable company, and I think that Sandbox is in the right hands moving forward. I think in terms of fundamentals, Sandbox is a plus. And when I take into consideration just how special Sandbox is, I do believe that its utility token called SAND during the next bull run could at least go to the price of $10, hypothetically speaking. And now I want to talk about the next price target for SAND, and that is SAND at the price of $16. And at that point, you will need to have owned 62,500 SAND in order to become a millionaire. And 62,500 SAND, by the way, at the time of this recording, is worth $18,750. And when it comes to SAND at the price of $16, I actually do think this is a realistic possibility for SAND to reach during the next bull run. And the reason why I think so is because I think that the metaverse industry has unbelievable potential. As a matter of fact, according to McKinsey, they predict that by 2030, the metaverse could reach $5 trillion in value, which I think truly, if anything, visualizes just how massive the metaverse could potentially be in the very near future. And I think that moving forward, as the metaverse industry continues to grow, I think so will fundamentally fantastic metaverses, much like Sandbox. I think that the future of Sandbox could look so bright, and I think they are clearly focused on the right industry. And when I take that into consideration, I do believe that Sand, during the next bull run, could at least go to the price of $16. And now, I want to talk about a massive milestone for Sand, and that is Sand at the price of $20. And at that point, in order to become a millionaire, you would need to own 50,000 Sand, which, by the way, is currently worth $15,000 at the time of this recording. And now, when I say Sand at the price of $20, some people, they may think, wow, that's so unrealistic. However, I completely disagree, and here's the reason why I disagree. First of all, I think that the next bull run could be so legendary. And here's my rationale. As of right now, there is over 420 million people around the globe owning cryptocurrencies. And just to give this number some context, when we take a look at it in 2021, during that massive bull run at that time, there was roughly only around 300 million people owning cryptos. So just imagine this, right? If the 2021 bull run looked that massive with roughly only around 300 million people owning cryptos, just imagine how massive the next bull run could potentially look like, especially now that we have over 420 million people owning cryptos. In my opinion, when you have that many people owning cryptos, during the next bull run, the amount of FOMO, buying pressure, and buying volume could very well be through the roof. And I think that it's fair to assume, especially when I consider just how massive the next bull run could be, that Bitcoin during the next bull run could at least go to the price of $100,000. And I think if that were to happen to Bitcoin, I think at that point, the altcoin season would just be absolutely insane. And I think that when altcoins start rallying during the next bull run, I think so will spectacular cryptocurrencies, much like Sand. When I consider just how massive the next bull run could hypothetically be, and when I consider just how incredible Sandbox is, I do believe that Sand during the next bull run could hypothetically have no issues reaching the price of at least $20. I think Sandbox is that fantastic. I am extremely bullish on its future, and I think that the metaverse scene overall is poised for such a massive comeback during the next bull run. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it.